The game offered Manchester United a last chance to salvage a dismal season, having slumped to their lowest top-flight finish since 1990. If rumours and reports were right, an FA Cup win wouldn't save Erik ten Hag's job, as it reportedly did for Sir Alex Ferguson 34 years ago. Standing in their way, a Manchester City team looking to become the first English side to seal back-to-back league and cup doubles. Watching from Wembley were Stuart Robson and Martin Tyler.
Well, Stefan Ortega has again been Manchester City's FA Cup goalkeeper, and now Edison is unavailable anyway. Ortega, one of 7 who started against United here a year ago. Josko Gvardiol and Mateo Kovacic have joined since then, and the other 2 were substitutes back in 2023. Nathan Ake and the Footballer of the Year, the winner of so many individual accolades, Phil Foden. Well, from their lineup in 2023, including the likes of Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Bruno Fernandes, the captain who scored, they can call now on centre-backs Rafa Varane and Lisandro Martinez, who've missed a lot of football recently. Marcus Rashford starts for the first time since the semi-final against Coventry, went off injured here at Wembley. Sofiane Amrabat comes into midfield. Casemiro dropped to the bench, but that was on the original team sheet. He's now dropped out and be replaced by Willy Camboire. So City league champions for the 6th time in 7 years. United finished 8th, their lowest position since 1990. And unless they win today, which would get them into Europa League, there will be no European football at Old Trafford next season. That's a pretty big incentive, Stuart, in itself, above the fact to win the FA Cup and above the fact to beat Manchester City in doing it.
Yeah, they certainly want Europe, but I think they need a really top-class performance. Every player is going to have to play at 100% for Manchester United to get something from this game.
Well, it is City blue against United red. And there goes Erling Haaland with a typical leap. And Rashford's off and running. We had a sensational start to the cup final last year when Ilkay Gundogan scored in, 12 seconds. It was at the end of his Manchester City career. He moved on to Barcelona.
Well, if you want to know how Manchester United are going to play the game, they've just shown it in that first 5 or 6 seconds there.
And maybe City are going to reply with their battle plan. And towards Haaland, who goes down, and Manchester City want an early penalty here. They're still appealing. VAR will be called into play.
Martinez colliding with Haaland. VAR have already said no penalty.
Look of confidence from Rashford. Now McTominay sliding it into Bruno Fernandes. Out to Garnacho, who has a go, and well, Ortega clung onto it. He hit so hard he might have parried it back with some distance.
I think it might have just dipped on him as well at the last minute there. Good move by Manchester United. Started down this left-hand side, switched quickly to Garnacho. He's been excellent, hasn't he, Ortega, when he has been in the Man City team.
Could be described as the man that won the Premier League, because Son Heung-min of Spurs was breaking to make it 1-1 in the penultimate league game. Ortega had been brought on pretty recently at that stage for Edison, who fractured an eye socket at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and Ortega won that one-on-one duel. And here's Foden. Haaland arriving. He wants to attack it. Martinez, small of stature, but very, very adept in the air. Hasn't really cleared his lines, though. Bernardo Silva standing up to the far post, and a little bit of a chance taken by Wan-Bissaka, but he read it right. There was no angle for Foden in the end.
Well, good break by Foden up against Amrabat. Centre-halves were out of position. Probably could have done a lot more. Haaland was never going to get to that ball that he played into the box.
Here's Kobbie Mainoo. What a season he's had. nowhere near the selection last season. Rashford. Walker's there again. Oh, and he's wrong-footed. Stones. And De Bruyne's caught in possession. It's a high press by Manchester United again. When they see that chance is on, and they can force a City slip, and they very nearly did to Manchester City's cost.
Well, it was McTominay that nearly got in there up against John Stones. Oh, here we go.
And McTominay is nearly in. Down goes Bruno Fernandes. He's not appealing for a penalty, which tells you all you need to know. But here comes Erling Haaland. A sliding tackle from Dallo, who says he got the ball. If he didn't, that's probably going to be a booking, but a concern for the referee at the moment is in the other half of the pitch.
There's being composed and there's taking liberties, and I think Manchester City, when they were playing out from the back there, took too many liberties. Walker's pass into Stones was the first poor one. And there was 3 Manchester United players closing down Ortega when he tried to pass out from the back. This is where it's question marks. No penalty. Kovacic won the ball. Bruno Fernandes trying to make the most of it.
Here's Amrabat. Back with Diogo Dallo, who's had a good season in difficult circumstances, and that's not the worst pass he's played. Oh, and the goalkeeper in trouble. Is a gift for Garnacho. A catastrophe for Manchester City, but absolutely perfect for Manchester United. Needing a stroke of luck, they've just had it big time. We've seen some complacency in the back from City up to this point, and now Erik ten Hag benefits from one of the craziest FA Cup final goals you'll ever see.
Well, I'll say it over and over again. Why does the goalkeeper want to come and get involved with this? It's a battle between Garnacho and Gvardiol. Goalkeeper, just stay in your penalty box and let your centre-half or your left-back head it back to you. As soon as he started to come, you can see there's going to be a problem. This is a good pass to start with. Amrabat started it all off. And Dallo, who you talked about, now he's onside, as you can see, as the ball's played. Gvardiol is getting back. The goalkeeper gets caught in no man's land. Probably doesn't give the right information to Gvardiol as well. Just stay back in your own penalty area and let the ball be headed back to you. There's not any sort of problem. But once he comes, you knew there was going to be an error here. And Garnacho, what an easy finish for him, but it was his run that made it brilliant for Manchester United.
In the final for a record 22nd time. They can win it for the 13th occasion, which would leave them 1 behind Arsenal on the all-time list. A shot on target comes from Bernardo Silva, fielded just a little bit awkwardly on the bounce, but safely enough by Onana.
Just coming in field, finding that bit of space. Amrabat backs off, which allows him that space, and he does get a bit of dip on it. Bounces awkwardly in front of Onana, clings onto it.
Well, Garnacho is away again. Ake trying to catch him, and Rashford puts it in. Now the flag goes up.
Now this is going to be tight. It's not Rashford who's offside. Garnacho. When the ball was first played, it looked really tight to me. Big gamble that Man City are playing here. John Stones, does he just step up in time? But really, they're asking for trouble if they try and play such a high offside line when there was no real pressure on the ball.
Well, it's been confirmed as offside. Harry Leonard was the assistant on the far side. It's still 1-0, but Manchester United have threatened again. But now Rodri, De Bruyne with a missed kick. Bruno Fernandes quite put enough weight on it for Mainu to make the most of it. Be very tidy in his work, and Rashford says to Garnacho, I'm going to get you involved again. Wan-Bissaka supporting on the inside. Manchester United with Bruno Fernandes miskicked it. Mainu! No flag this time. United 2 goals to the good. And it's the kids doing the damage to the holders. City this time, Stuart, cut to ribbons.
Well, the credit has to go to Manchester United here. Really good understanding of what they're trying to do. The switch of play out to Garnacho. They create an overload on that far side. Vardio can't get too tight. And then the pass from Bruno Fernandes is absolutely brilliant at the end of it. Here's Mainu. Here's the crossfield pass from Rashford. It's a brilliant one. Now they're stretched, Manchester City. Wan-Bissaka takes Nathan Ake into a dangerous position, or a position he didn't want to be in, but the awareness, the vision and the technical pass from Bruno Fernandes is absolutely superb. On the right foot of Mainu, back across the goalkeeper. What a good goal that is from Manchester United.
On what will be a day to remember, maybe in more ways than one, for Erik ten Hag. But so far, football-wise, selection-wise, tactical-wise, he's got it spot on. Remember, Manchester City haven't been beaten in a domestic match since December the 6th. Haaland won't get there. And the measure, you quite rightly, Stuart, highlighted the very deliberate touch from Bruno Fernandes to set up Mainu. De Bruyne had a similar opportunity here for Erling Haaland.
Mainu just went to sleep there. He's trying to bend it along that 6-yard box for Haaland to come in behind Varane. Didn't quite get it right.
But he needs, well, that lucky sweater that he's forsaken today might be on for the second half. Guardiola. That sort of sums up the first half. The underdogs are so often favoured by the FA Cup. And Erik ten Hag, the ultimate underdog today, maybe not even manager of Manchester United when this is all over. But his team have done him proud. The players have done themselves proud. Garnacho and Mainu with the 2 goals. And a set of tactics that has got Manchester City looking confused and baffled. And very rarely that happens. And at half-time, the scoreline reflects that. Rashford's been a threat as well. City 0, United 2. Well, Manchester City have had the benefit of Pep Guardiola's wisdom, and there are changes afoot. 2 of them, Manuel Akanji and Jeremy Doku. Akanji for Ake is the defensive change. Well, Jeremy Doku's been a very good substitute, good enough to think that he might start games like this, but he's undoubtedly a live wire, can both create and score, and Mateo Kovacic is the other player replaced. But so far, and I don't use this phrase lightly, Stuart, a tactical masterclass from Erik ten Hag.
Yes, they knew exactly what they were trying to do. Get it in behind Manchester City, try and catch them on the counter-attack, slow their build-up play down. And Man City have played into the hands of Erik ten Hag and Manchester United in that first half.
Mainu, it's a lovely ball for Fernandes, who's just about kept it, nearly played Rashford in. City were stretched almost to breaking point again.
That's why Bruno Fernandes is so annoyed with himself. He had the chance just to play in Rashford, who had come over to this right-hand side. He'd made a diagonal run. Just watch the movement here. Rashford gets in behind. Stones gets back. Just needs to play that ball down the side of John Stones, and Rashford's 1v1 against the goalkeeper.
Here's Foden. Blocked by Amrabat, collected with appropriate eagerness by Guardiola. Doku trying to slide it in. And it's one of those where Foden gets into the right place and so often finishes, but not this time, not on this day.
There's a really good pass from Doku. He's going to get a lot of the ball, and the pass was right for him. He just missed it with his left leg, and it hit his standing foot here. It's a poor miss, really, from Phil Foden.
De Bruyne, Foden, now Doku, starting to influence proceedings. Haaland off the bar. Well, they're getting closer.
Does everything right, really. Wraps his left foot round it, goes back across the goalkeeper. Onana was going one way. He's never going to get back at it. Just a fraction too high.
Back to Guardiola. Walker has a crack. Oh, what a good stop. A fine shot from a player who doesn't get too many goals. When he connects, it usually flies like that, and Onana brilliantly kept it out.
I wonder how late he saw that. Bending away, great left hand from the keeper. It's even better when you see it from here. That's a really good, strong bottom hand.
It's just too high. Another opportunity passes City, and Alvarez by this time.
Well, he tried to play the ball forward. He got a lucky deflection. It came straight back to him. 5 yards closer to goal. Just gets underneath it.
Rodri. Foden. Through for Alvarez. There's another one, goes astray. Chances that in a more relaxed frame of mind for the players would be gobbled up.
Lovely little run, good pass as well. Foden doesn't quite get it out of his feet, tries to use the inside of his left foot, but he hasn't got his body quite turned enough to control it, so he can't get any bend on it. It's the right thing to try and pass it into that far corner, but he gets it wrong.
Guardiola. Foden, Amrabat again. He's had to bash his own player out of the way, McTominay. But at least the United keeping the ball and in the hunt for a third goal, and Garnacho scored the first, lining it up even with the angle.
Yeah, decided to go with a bit of pace and go down the outside. Decided to hit it with power as well at the near post. If he gets a bit more height on it, it can cause the goalkeeper problems.
City keep the ball. Akanji. Walker is going to have another go. He's pushed out, but pushed out into an area where no City player was following in. Two great strikes by Kyle Walker in this second half, and two excellent responses from Andre Onana.
Well, this time he tries to go across Onana, and the goalkeeper's up to it. Again, it's the bottom hand that makes a really good save here. See that Haaland was offside as he tried to go for the knockdown. But what a good save that was from Onana.
It's almost not wanted to look, but eyes up now. Doku. McTominay was well positioned. Alvarez. Foden. Doku. It's a good angle, it's in. Manchester City with 4 minutes of regulation time to go plus stoppage time, are suddenly back in business. Onana caught out as he went down to his right, and Doku, we wondered whether he could make a difference. He has now.
Well, this is going to be a big 4 minutes plus any added on time here. Good play from Doku. Said he hasn't gone down the outside that many times. This time he's up against Garnacho. He's got his hands behind his back. Doesn't really work hard enough to get a block in. And Onana, who's had a good game so far, gets beaten in his near post, which he shouldn't really. He wasn't quite far enough across. Does get both hands to it. He should keep that out, Onana.
Alvarez, who like Doku, has just helped with a bit of fire under his teammates. Pep Guardiola looked as skywards as the player did as the ball went skywards. Doku. Haaland won't get there. It's kept alive. And Walker. Haaland. Højlund at full gallop, and he's got the ball. That's the most important thing. But as a natural striker, he wants to set somebody else up. Amrabat's run himself into the ground. Højlund was fouled. Free kick to United. A yellow card for Alvarez, and Stuart Robson. Surely the job is done now. Against all the odds.
Against all the odds. No one would have suggested that Manchester United had much of a chance in this game if Man City played at their best. And he gets a yellow card, Julian Alvarez.
And don't forget, this means Europe for Manchester United when all was given up, really.
What a day for this man, whether he keeps his job or not. This is a massive achievement for Ten Hag in this game against Man City.
It's Manchester United's FA Cup. Domestic and derby delight today in a place in Europe next season, whether it is with Erik Ten Hag or without him. Rescue and reward for the Red Devils, but a fantastic finale if it turns out to be that way. His much maligned players have done him proud. Well, it was history for City last Sunday. It's near hysteria for United today. 6 days later, they've beaten the seriously serial winners that are Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. It's Manchester United's triumph on a dramatic Wembley derby FA Cup final day by 2-1. Well, it's a Wembley trophy that comes with the bonus of Europe. 8th in the Premier League, but in this competition they are number one. Manchester United are today the pride of Manchester and the much cherished prize as winners of the 2024 FA Cup. A triumph in keeping with the whole ethos of this fantastic competition.
Manchester United upsetting the odds and claiming a 13th FA Cup. They also qualify for the Europa League, having previously missed out on Europe through their Premier League finish. So it's congratulations to the red half of Manchester, who get revenge for last season's final and silence their neighbours for once in the process. Bye for now.